This is Dawn Olszewski and welcome to another episode of How'd She Do That? And today we're going to make this fabulous cocoa packet. The cocoa just slides in like this. It was made with Stampin' Up's Scensational Season Stamp Set and matching holiday collection framelits. So let's get started. So the first thing that we need to do is this is an 8.5 by 5.5 piece of early espresso. And I have scored it in the center, which is 4 1/4 inch. All right, then we want to come in with our Simply Scored diagonal tool, and we're going to score that at 5 3/4 inch on the diagonal. And that's all right. So what you want to do next is just fold this in half. All right, and then that little diagonal that we created, you can see the score line, that just tucks under. Doesn't need any adhesive at all. What we're going to do next is we're going to take the crocodile and make 2 holes here. So I know the crocodile is no longer available from Stampin' Up, but if you have one, what I've done is this is the hole, this is the larger hole, this is the 3/16 hole, and what I like about this is that it has this mechanism to bring it down to different measurements here, and I have mine set for 5/8 of an inch. All right, so we're going to take this, we'll push it all the way into that, and notice that essentially what I'm doing is I'm lining it up to where that angle comes to. I'm going to punch 2 holes, 1, and then I'm just going to move it over slightly. You can see that. 2. All right. Okay, so we have that punched. It went through both sides. So we're going to go ahead and open it, and I just want to add a strip of Be of Good Cheer. This measures 4 1/4 by 1 inch, and adhesive. We're going to place that to, actually I'm going to turn this upside down, I find it a little easier, to just below, I know it looks like it's above, but just below that, those circles there, the punched out holes. That looks straight there. Okay. Now, to make that our packet stays closed and that the cocoa doesn't fall out, we're going to add a piece of sticky strip at the bottom here. And you don't need to do the whole thing. Certainly you can if you want to, but just a small piece in the middle will suffice. All right, and we'll pull that off. There we go. Make that close here. All right. Next, we're going to add our sweater trim. I love the new sweater trim. It comes on a spool like this, and it comes in cherry cobbler, gumball green, and whisper white. We're going to use the cherry cobbler, and I've already pre-cut it. It's 12 to 13 inches. And we're going to do some threading through these holes. Now before we do the lacing, I just wanted to show you these little candy sticks that we're going to stick in here. They're essentially like, obviously, candy, but they could be like a little stirring stick. It's a peppermint stick covered in chocolate, and this is the kind of container that I found them in. So if you go looking for them, that's what it's going to look like. Alright, so we just want that candy setting there to the side and ready to go. And what we're going to do is we're going to take our sweater trim and we're going to push it through the bottom hole. Alright, and then I want to leave about this much. It can be adjusted. I don't know, that's about 4 inches or so. And then we're going to take it from the bottom and we're going to come all the way around to the front again and push it through. Okay. And then we're going to tie it off. And this is where you want to stick your stick in. Okay. And then, see, I wanted a little bit more on that end. That's all right. You can still pull these. And then we're just going to tie it off into a cute little bow. Oh, I just love this sweater trim. If you could feel this, it does feel like a sweater. Nice and soft. So that's what our front looks like. That is what the back side looks like. I'll come in a little closer so you can see that. There you go. And this is the front. For our stamping, we're going to use this adorable Scensational Season Stamp set. I love this, and you can see it has outlines on it, and that means it matches a Framelit collection up here. It's called the Holiday Collection. Love it. So that's what I'm using here today, and I've got everything all set to go. So we're going to do a little bit of stamping. Now, with Framelits, when I'm doing a collection of stamping and cutting, I like to do that all at once on one sheet. So there's the little steam, and I have stamped that in early espresso. And then the next one that I'm going to use is cherry cobbler, and that is for our candy cane. So do that. Alright, that's right here. And I want to space these out so that my Framelits have enough room and they're not kind of crossing over each other. Now the next one that I'm going to stamp is the mug. Now what I want to do is I want to create the mug is going to be in gumball green, all right, but I want this little area here to look like hot cocoa. So I'll show you how I'm going to do that. First thing we'll do is ink this up. All right. And that is with, just going to make sure that that's nice, and there we go. That's with the gumball green. Now we're going to take a Q-tip, and just in this area, we're going to remove the gumball green ink. All right. There we go. And don't worry that you have it perfectly removed, because the marker that we're going to use is we're going to use the early espresso marker, and because it's a darker marker, I'm not worried that my colors are going to get too muddied. But if that's the case, and you are worried a little bit about that, we'll just pull a little off on there. All right. Now I'm going to huff it and stamp it. And there we go. We get that two-tone look there. Isn't that a great tip? I love that. Now let's, okay, so we're ready to add our Framelits. I've already added the steam one to it. I'm going to add the cup, and then we're going to add the candy cane. Now you can see I have this set on tab 2. I have a cutting plate on the bottom, our paper, or stamped paper, with the Framelits, and then I'm going to add the plate on top, okay, and then I'm going to run it through the Big Shot. Okay, so here's our cutout pieces right here. And what I want to do is I want to have the steam and the candy cane coming out of the cup. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a self-healing mat, and I'm going to take my paper snips, and I'm just going to cut essentially just a line like that, and then I can pop that in there. Now how I want to do that is from behind, I'm going to put a little adhesive in here, right, kind of over the line and underneath it. And what we'll do is we'll pop this in here. There we go. Place it where we want it. And get this one in here too. There. So when you get them positioned where you want, just give it a nice little press from behind. There we go, and that'll make those stay. Then I've added some, this is my sample, I've added lots of little dimensionals here. You could even put one on the candy cane there. What we're going to do, and oh, also you can see that I've used a rhinestone here. Love rhinestones. It seemed like a nice little place to put that, and actually Jolene designed this little stamping for us. We're going to add it. This is crumb cake, and it's a 2.5-inch circle punch, and we'll just add this to it, just like that. All right, we'll put a couple dimensionals on the back of this as well, and we'll add it to our little cute little cocoa packet right here. Just going to add it to our cocoa packet right here, and let's get our little cocoa drink mix, and we'll just slide it right in, and there we go. So how cute is that? Love it. I think your recipient will enjoy that as well. So I hope you enjoyed this 10-minute Tuesday video, and be sure to stop by my blog at dostampingwithdawn.com for more inspiration and lots of creative ideas.